make a mistake.
What?
No apologies, no explanations. You see, I'll only be in town for a short while, and a sadder but wiser girl for me.
Will you please make your selection and leave?
I have.
Well, what do you want to take out?
The librarian.
Quiet, please.
The librarian. You're not listening, Mary. Look. Marion. Marbles. 6 dealies, 8 aggies, dozen peewees, and 1 big glassy with an American flag in the middle. I think I'll drop it.
No!
Shh. Madam Librarian. Oh, what can I do, my dear, to catch your ear? I love you madly, madly, Madam Librarian. Marion, heaven help us if the library caught on fire and the volunteer homeless brigade men had to whisper the news to Marion. Madam Librarian. Oh, what can I say, my dear, to make it clear? I need you badly, badly, Madam Librarian. Marion, if I stumbled and I busted my whatchamacallit, I could lie on your floor unnoticed till my body had turned again. Madam Librarian. Now in the moonlight, a man could sing it. In the moonlight. A fellow would know that his darling had heard every word of his song with the moonlight helping along. But when I try in here to tell you, dear, I love you madly, madly, Madam Librarian. Marion, it's a long lost cause I can never win. The civilized world accepts as unforgivable sin any talking out loud with any librarian such as Marion. Madam Librarian. But when I try in here to tell you, dear, I love you madly, madly, Madam Librarian. Marion, it's a long lost cause I can never win. For the civilized world accepts as unforgivable sin any talking out loud with any librarian such as Lady Dan committee meets on Tuesday nights over in the gym. Madam Librarian. you run along home and get some dinner? I'll try a couple on my own.
Goodbye, Professor.
Thanks, Tommy.
Just a minute here. Are you soliciting?
Why, no, Mayorship. I collect doorbells. This particular specimen has an exceptional tone quality to it that just...
No. Flattery will not avail you. Soliciting is statutory in this county. Malfeasance out. Pertinent. Why haven't you been down to City Hall with your references?
Oh, just miss you, Mr. Mayor. Oh, no, Mayorship. Your hand. The spread of the little finger. That's hereditary.
What does that mean?
It means that your son's fingers are perfectly situated to operate the spit valve on a B-flat flugelhorn.
Is that good?
Is that good? It means that America has finally found somebody who can flugel the minute waltz in 50 seconds.
Where do I get my hands on one of these ones?
Oh, just sign here, Mr. Mayor. That'll be $7 in port fee.
Why, just to think I could have missed this opportunity, you know. I haven't got any, son! You unscrupulous fly-by-night, you be down at the City Hall with your references by 3 o'clock.
You mean this afternoon?
I couldn't make myself any more bland than if I see a Quaker on his day off.
Oh, how do you do, Mrs. Peru? Do you realize you have the facial characteristics of a cornet virtuoso?
I don't know if I understand you entirely, Professor.
If your son has that same firm chin and those splendid cheek muscles, then by George! Not that he could ever really be great, you understand.
Oh, is that so? And in the name of St. Bridget, why not?
Well, all great cornet players were Irish. Oh, Clark, oh, Mendez, oh, Hine.
Oh, but Professor, we are Irish.
No. That clinches it, Mrs. Peru. Sign here, your son was born to play the cornet. Fine, that's $7 earnest money. There's not a penny more due until delivery, payable to the opening of band practice. And of course I'll need the boy's measurements for his uniform.
His uniform?
Hey, son! Of course his uniform. There won't be a penny more due until delivery, which gives him 4 weeks to enjoy, to anticipate, to imagine, at no cost whatsoever. You know, never allow the demands of tomorrow interfere with the excitement and joys of today.
Would it have
A stripe? Why, certainly, my boy, a big red stripe running down each side. Now, what do you think of that?
You'll have to excuse Winthrop, Professor. We can't get him to say 3 words a day even to us. But if you get him to be in the band, you'll have St. Michael's own way with you. Out of a crowd, I'll pick you for a hod-carrying, clay pipe smoking, shamrock wearing, Marbardine pitching, Terrasol minstrel singing Irishman. Pick up your jabbers. Where you from, me boy?
Gary, Indiana.
I knew. Where did you say?
Gary, Indiana. Gary Conservatory was my alma mater.
Where's she now?
Gold medal class of 05. Oh, how do you do, Mrs. Peru? Of course, Peru. I thought the name sounded familiar. You know, I've tried to see you since the other night, but...
He wants to put Winthrop in the band.
We're not interested, Mama.
But Marion, the boy might have his father's musical gift. He does have mine at all, you know.
Your husband's musical? I'd like to talk to him. I'm sure we have a lot we can discuss.
Do you barge in on everyone's home like this, prying into personal affairs? We're not interested.
Marion?
Well, that's 1 for and 1 against. Why don't we let the boy's father decide?
The boy's father is dead. Anything else?
Oh, well, I am sorry. But that is all the more reason why your brother should have something like this.
My brother is a 10-year-old problem child who can't understand why his father was taken away from him. Would you care to explain it to him? He's been brooding about it for 2 years. And as to your musical tricks, why don't you go into business with some nice carnival man who sells gold-painted watches and glass diamond rings?
Musical tricks? I hardly... Oh, I get the feeling she likes the idea. Bit cautious, perhaps, but I admire that in a woman. Keep me alive, I'll be back later in the week.
Oh, and Professor, about the boy's measurements. I make all his clothes. Sleeve 21, waist 18, crotch 14.
Fine, that's all I need. Now I must get back to my hotel, Mrs. Peru.
Oh, and I do hope you'll excuse Marion. She's not really...
Mrs. Peru, I'm sure that at heart she's as loving and kind as you are. Good day to you, Widow Peru.
Has he gone?
He has, and I hope not forever. Darling, when will you ever start thinking of your future? Gary, Indiana, conservation class of 05. Now, darling.
No, Mama. Surely a woman's future doesn't depend on every fast-talking, self-centered, woman-chasing salesman who comes into town. And the fact that he claims his commodity is music does not, in this particular case, impress me.
All right, darling, all right. Only it's a well-known principle that if you keep the flint in one drawer and the steel in another, you'll never strike much of a fire.
Mama. Winthrop, I know you're there. please go to the library and ask Miss Grubb for the book I set aside. It's the Indiana State Educational Journal. It's a big brown volume with black corners.
Do I have to?
You won't have to say anything. I've written it all down. Thank you, dear.
Now, what are you up to? What do you need books for at this hour of the night?
I have a feeling that the Indiana Journal might help poke some large holes in the professor's claims.
Well, I give up. At your age, if you don't mind my asking, what kind of white knight do you expect to come ride along?
Well, I'm not waiting for Luther Griner, who bumps me into the ancient history shelf every time he comes into the library.
He does.
Or Ed Gammage in that buggy of his with a removable back seat. But I'm not waiting for a man in shiny white armor either.